Hey YouTube, I posted a picture of this thing running, and it's an inverter generator. There's lots of videos on YouTube of these things, but not too many on really how to build them. So I wanted to show some of the pitfalls that you can run into when you, it's a fun little project, but there's a lot of stuff that they don't get into on the other videos, so I'm going to try to make a couple little videos here to show, the different aspects of this that you can know beforehand to make it a lot easier to build this. The number one thing is when you get these alternators from wherever you're going to get them, the scrapyard or rebuild or however, it's a GM, it's a S1, SA1 or Integrated Systems 1 GM alternator. It's been around since the 60s. The problem with them is when you get them, it will have a pulley on it that looks like this. I'm going to try to do this video best I can on my own here, so bear with me. This is the pulley that comes on the alternator stock. It's what you're going to get when you buy the alternator or pull it off of an old vehicle or however you're going to do it. The problem with this is the belt pitch on this pulley is really narrow, if you notice that. Okay? And when you start working with these other pulleys, right here, the one on the engine, which is a cast iron, let's see, it's a TV, it's made by a company called TV Woods, and they're pretty, you can order them off the internet, but I have another one here I can show you that is not on the machine, so it's a little easier to see. You see this groove in that pulley. Okay, take a look at that groove. Now take a look at this groove from the original alternator pulley. Very narrow. Okay, these are the belts. They're called L3 belts. They're the standard belt that you could get. They're for like farm equipment, tractors, things like that. They're not automotive belts. And the problem with that is, if you look here, that's what you get. Now the good folks over at Epicenter, where they sell the brackets and they also sell the replacement pulley for the alternator, say that you can use the original pulley if you're not going to run it under constant load. I tried it. It slipped a lot, right from the get-go, and you can see it as this belt, the original belt that I tried on a different one that I made with a vertical engine. You can see the wear on the belt after running it for only about 20 minutes, so it really didn't work out. So that's one thing you want to do. You want to order yourself a replacement pulley right here with the proper belt pitch, and you can see that how that belt fits right in there exactly the way it's supposed to. It doesn't ride up high, and it fits that pulley perfectly because this is the standard pitch that you're going to get when you buy your drive pulley. Now this is 1/2. That's the ratio. I found that works the best. I tried a bunch of different combinations. This particular engine, the horsepower and everything, will run a little bit over idle, and it spins it fine. I don't have to tack out the engine or anything like that. But that's the number one thing. That's the first hurdle you're going to hit. Okay, the second hurdle you'll hit is you have to have a battery on these things to make them work. And there's a switch here that excites the field in this alternator that it won't generate power on its own. You have to have some sort of small battery. I just took like an alarm battery that's used for backup on an alarm system, and I put that in there. It works fine. And any inverter, this is the inverter I got from Harbor Freight. It's cheap. I got it with 20% coupon. I think it was like 57 bucks, but you could use any size inverter up to like 3,000 watts. These things will run. This thing puts out about 80 amps. And the bracket, like I said, the good folks at epicenter.com can hook you up with that. And they have a different sizes, different lengths, all different configurations. Great site if you want to do one of these DIY projects. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over that a little bit. The engine, just the standard overhead valve, vertical engine, 7.5 horsepower. easy to get. You could use a vertical shaft lawnmower engine. That gets a little more involved. It's a little easier to use one of these if you can get one. But if you have an old lawnmower laying around, you can make it out of that too. I have another mount that I use for that. And I ran this thing today, and I got a video on here of this actually running. The wiring's pretty straightforward. There's some diagrams on the website. I don't really want to get into that because it'll be too confusing. But there are some diagrams on the wiring, but the wiring does change a little bit depending on what kind of alternator you're able to score. So I would definitely, give the site a look. And, when you finally pull your alternator, if you go to, pick it yourself junkyard or something, or you just want to go buy one, like a rebuilt one of these, it's going to run you about 45 bucks. You can do it that way, or you could just go get one from a junkyard. I don't know what the price difference is. But the way the alternator's set up, there's like 3 different types. There's self-exciting, there's a 2-wire, and then there's the one with an external regulator that will determine how you're going to wire this thing. But anyway, the belt and the pulley setup, it's crucial to get to, try to get that right, because they don't match. That's the hard part about it. But anyway, I hope this helps out a little bit. I'll try to post more videos as I add more to this. I got a kill switch here that's not hooked up yet that I want to run to the engine. The engine has its own kill switch. You can see right there that is, that came with it, but I want to extend that out here so you don't have to reach in there to, to shut the engine down. This here red switch right here is lighted. So if you hit that, you see a light that comes on. That means the alternator is energized. If the engine was spinning over, it would be producing power. But anyway, any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll try to make another video to help you out if you're interested in building one of these. It's a good little project. If the lights ever go out, you can run electronics on these things. It's not like a standard generator. I have a standard generator down here that I use for my house. This is a 4,000 watt generator, but I just wanted to have something where I could plug TVs and computers into without having to worry about blowing anything up. But good little project. Give it a shot. Have fun.